That's gorgeous. All right, let's turn this camera around and take a look at this. What's going on, everyone? I'm sitting here with my pal, Jay. Jay is a artist.
Yeah, fine artist, graphic artist. Yeah, multimedia.
Very cool. So Jay brought me something today. I haven't seen it. It's sitting right over there. It's all wrapped up. And I'm excited because we had been going back and forth a little bit about, you know, what he was going to be making for me. And we talked about colors and sort of what I might want it to look like based on his style, like what he already does, where it's going to go in my house and all of that stuff. So hang on for the reveal. That's going to be pretty cool because I know his work. I've seen a lot of it, so I'm pretty excited. He does amazing work. So we're going to chat a little bit about art, and we just spent 10 minutes sort of walking around the house, and he was looking at some of my pieces. And so it's interesting, his perspective on the items and the pieces that I have in my house, because it's kind of...
Well, keep in mind, it's always subjective too. So I mean, like, you know, everybody's got their opinion, and art is kind of based off that. Same thing with like fashion and what you wear, you know?
Of course.
Everybody's got their thing that they're comfortable in, and then some people actually don't know that they don't look good in it. Same thing with art. Like some people love what they're comfortable in, and yet they don't understand that it doesn't really fit their aesthetic, not only of their life, but of their house. So they're throwing off the zen and the feng shui of their own house just because they're holding on to something from like 15 years ago that they probably should put in the garage after a while.
Yeah, or like me, I like a lot of different elements and designs, and I like the rock and roll sort of vibe, that edgy vibe, but I also like, you know, modern sort of contemporary.
Sure, yeah.
I like a lot of abstract stuff.
Yeah, and I think that there's a time and a space in everybody's abode to find out exactly what goes where and why.
Yeah. Tell the folks a little bit about you, your background, and your work.
Sure. I mean, I have a degree in color theory. I studied art and fine arts and history for about 4 or 5 years. I got into painting about 15 years ago. I just kind of hit this rhythm the last 5 years where I was really able to find my voice on the canvas. And I was doing watercolors for a long time. I moved into multimedia platforms on canvas, layered printing things, and now I'm onto oil paintings. So oil is just a whole different monster than everything else. So it's good, the progression of things, but you know, I believe in the 10,000 hours of things. So you put in as much practice as you can, and hopefully eventually something beautiful comes out of it. There's something magical, I think, that comes out of not only just creativity, but seeing a blank slate, whether it be a wall or whether it be a canvas, and being able to increase the value of it, not just by paint, but by, you know, putting something that nobody could I mean, I've done succulents walls and like living, breathing things from that in people's backyards to where like after a year you go back, it doesn't look like the piece I left there because of like things growing over it and rust and like, you know, and so just that idea of things always kind of like changing is like now where I'm going towards. And like I love the idea of being able to do a background for somebody and it later turning into like a piece that they've used in their you know, man cave later, or they put in their garage and it like really adds depth still, or you know, I'm okay with versatility.
Well, what I've seen on his website and Instagram, and I'll leave all of his information down below, there's going to be a discount code.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that a little bit later. So, and because I'm not exactly sure what the offer is, so we'll chat about that. They know what's going on.
It's a good offer for sure.
They know what's going on. I don't know yet. And I also haven't seen this piece, and I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, we're excited to show it to you, man. It's great.
Yeah, and so he mentioned Man Cave a second ago, and we were just chatting a little bit ago about that. So let's walk around and give me your opinion on the pieces I have, and I'll tell you why I got them.
Okay.
And we'll
it's just one man's opinion too. It's all subjective, but I'll give you.
You had some good insight though. Yeah. So let's move on. All right, Jay. So the first piece is not my favorite, and
you still got it up though.
I do, because I need something on the wall.
Right.
I feel like I need something on the wall. I have a lot of wall space in the house. As you can see behind me, look at how giant this wall is.
We're going to do this one next year.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, and we were chatting about that a little bit, this giant wall. But let's look at this one. All right, come on. You guys, here we go.
And where did you get this one at?
So this is from, I think, Big Wall Art. It's I don't know what the fabric is.
It's a nylon.
Yeah, it's a nylon, and then it comes with this frame, and then you can sort of squeeze the edge of it down into the frame.
Yeah, so this is that company that comes to you kind of rolled up and you put it together, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so here's the reason why I don't like this kind of stuff.
Why?
One, it feels, especially when it comes to artwork on this, it feels very cheap. Now, I know they're able to cover a lot of ground and they're able to kind of like see a big print on a small wall,
right.
And it looks like it's worth something. The reality though is as you walk up and get closer to it, it looks like somebody hung up almost like a beach towel. It doesn't look like any value is really on your wall. So you might as well have gone to Target, you might as well have gone to Home Goods, because you're gonna still spend that $200 to $300 mark, and you're not gonna get even the depth off the wall. It's gonna feel like a kite, and that's where it almost feels that way. It doesn't really give you that elegance, right? I've seen this kind of stuff work well for photos, but not for artwork. You can't really recover it either. Like I was telling you about the other piece, you can recover some pieces that you buy online with texture and stuff.
Oh,
But this one,
yeah.
you can't do that with this stuff. You're stuck with it. That's all you got.
I initially bought this to go above my bed in the bedroom, and
Sure.
when I put it there, it looked like absolute trash. But I liked it online more than I like it in person. In person, it's just too busy, too loud, too bold, too chaotic, but I still have it.
Well, yeah, this isn't like I said, this isn't bad for a place. This is just bad for your place. Does that make sense? Like this would be good in like a bar scenery or like a rock and roll spot where you need that vibrant color kind of moving around on the way to the bathroom kind of thing. But that's not the vibe of your house.
Yeah, it kind of isn't. But anyway, that's piece number one. Let's move on. I don't like it. The next one, right here. So this one, so let me back up. You guys can kind of see where this thing is. It's above my fireplace. You guys have seen it in videos. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is what I've got. This came from Amazon, and we just looked. It was $113. It's
That's
canvas.
shipped to you, right?
That's shipped to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the artist depth, so that's really what you're paying for there. It's just so if you want to like dip down, you can show people the difference. This comes off the wall about an extra ½ inch than other canvases do. So it looks like you got it from a gallery. It almost looks like it's a finished piece, right?
Right.
But again, as you get closer to it, you can definitely see how much of a print it really is. And, to boot, whose is it? What is it? Why is it? There's no name on it. There's no print number, meaning it's not a series of prints that the artist did, which is something that adds value to you, right? So like by going to the artist himself and saying, look, this is 1 out of 50. I only did 50 of these, and you have number 23. That now adds value to what you just done, right? So if you spent $1,000 on it or $800 on it even, and the artist is brand new and he blows up in 10 years, you have print number 24 out of 50. Now that $800 has just turned into $2,500 online that you can literally throw that canvas back online, resell it at, because you have the certificate, you know the artist, and that's something that's a real thing that people do on Instagram now, because there's so many good artists on Instagram that will do an original piece for you and be like, I want this as a one-off, I want this to look just like this. And now you've commissioned something to them at their early stages before they got to a place where they're starting to charge $6,000, $7,000 a piece for your art, and you got it for something around $800 to $600, as opposed to the $100 mark that you can just get by with. Now everybody's doing the $100 mark. Anybody can go to Home Goods or and Hobby Lobby and do that. Separate yourself from everybody else. When someone walks in your house, they're actually gonna sit on your wall and go, where did that come from and why? And like they'll see the depth.
And that's what we were talking about that a little bit ago before we started filming.
Like if you don't think people are gonna come in here and look at this donkey and see how amazing this is.
Let's talk about the donkey. So the donkey. Hold on, you guys. So I just bought this donkey on a whim. I was in. Hold on, let's do this. Let me get down here so I can play with the donkey. Okay, so I was in Carlsbad. I'm in Carlsbad messing around. So I was leaving, heading home, and I saw a sign on the side of the road that said Carlsbad Art Walk, and there was an arrow. I made a U-turn, and I went and checked out the art walk, and I saw a bunch of cool stuff, and this, for whatever reason, spoke to me a little bit. And if you guys follow Aaron Marino over at Alpha M, he recently made a video. I don't know what channel it was on. He's got a couple channels. And he did a whole art tour where he talked about all of his art, and he has a lot of donkeys. And truth be told, I bought this. Aaron, if you're watching this video, I bought this for you, dude. I was going to ship it to you, but I decided to keep it because I like it. And there's a cool story behind it. The guy said that it was in pieces.
Yeah, literally nuts and bolts.
It's nuts and bolts and like weld spatter. If you can see this, it's made of metal. And he said that it was in pieces. He found a leg. He found, I think, the torso. And then he found another piece. And he welded it all together and made the cool donkey. I haven't named it or anything. I don't think I should, but
I think we should name it Aaron.
we should name it Aaron. Aaron.
Or we can call it Aaron.
Aaron. But anyway, this is the new edition. And this gets back to kind of what we were talking about. A lot of my stuff isn't consistent because I like a lot of different things. And we'll chat about that in just a second. All right, gang. Next is Maryland. This is another one of those, is it nylon?
It's nylon print. See, the difference is, though, is that this piece actually helps the nylon. So like, although you don't see the ripped paper and the definition you get from the real multimedia piece that this is, from a distance when I walk through the door and everybody else sees it, it looks like it's a real print. Yeah. And it looks like it's and again, I feel like part of that is just the size. Size actually matters when it comes to what you're purchasing out. I mean,
it's 6 feet tall.
I'm 6'4". When I walk up to this thing, I look like, oh, this is worth whatever dollar amount you paid for it. With 300, 400, what was this piece?
I think it was 3 something.
Right.
So low threes.
And at that mark, you're going to add value to this wall. As you walk down the hallway, you're going to remember this piece. And whether it be Maryland or just even a landscape, it's really about the size. Like if you were to just picture a landscape right here, even at width of Yosemite or something, this size alone, you're gonna be like, oh, what is that, right? And it really wouldn't matter that it's not an original photo print or something. It would just be the idea that you took the time to print something that size, right?
And it's impressive, the scale, like the scale of it, how big it is just more impressive. I think we were saying it looks more expensive than it really
does,
is.
Right? And the perception of that is where art really is in general, too. Especially when it comes to pop art like this. I mean, there's 1,000 artists that do Marilyn Monroe, right? So like, not having a name on this doesn't matter as much as far as like who is it, right? So it's like everybody knows it's Marilyn, they're gonna end there. If you're doing a picture of Jimi Hendrix, people don't really care who the artist is. They like Jimmy.
Yep.
Right?
True.
So that's where pop art is thriving, is where it doesn't really matter the artist, but how many prints they can sell out before the Maryland Foundation finds them and goes, hey, you're not supposed to be selling, you're not supposed to be doing that. But that's just the world we're in when it comes to art, you know?
So as you can see, I like sort of that pop art, rock and roll vibe, edgy stuff, but I also like more serene, abstract stuff. So I need to find my style, maybe, or have a dedicated room, man cave, where some of this stuff goes. All right, so we've moved into the office. I just want to show you 2 quick pieces. First is this one right here. I don't know that you guys have seen this. Do you remember those AI apps where you upload your photo and then it spits out a bunch of AI generated pictures? Well, this is one that it spit out, and I sent this in to a canvas company. They printed it, and anyway, it's hanging in my office. The next one is this Formula One image right here. So I bought this probably 20 years ago on a cruise ship. Yes, this is cruise ship art. I don't know what I paid, $80 or $60 or something like that, but I've had it for years, and it's hanging in my office. The other thing that's hanging in my office that you guys have seen, I'm sure, is my Seattle Pike Place Market, another one of those nylon prints.
Yeah, I mean, this one works. This one works really well. This is not only an office piece, but this is like a very clean photo. Yeah, as you walk up to it, it almost looks like it's just like a full photo print, as opposed to both of those other canvases out there that are. Then you can still feel it's nylon as you touch it. However, this is doable. This looks like you spent $600 on a print for your office. It looks like the photos are the way to go for that company. Photo prints are tough to make look this clean on canvas, let alone on nylon. So they're doing something right here.
Yeah,
I love this piece a lot. Yeah, and this, like I said, this isn't a man cave, but this works for the aesthetic. Like again, you wouldn't have Marilyn in the corner.
Correct.
Right? You wouldn't have the color rock and roll splash above your computer. It just doesn't work.
Right.
What you have the aesthetic wise, it works here. So to answer or to get around to what I was saying, when you do have pieces that don't work for you, but you like them like that, there's ways to kind of form a room into that personality, right? Where you can have a workout area or an area to where it's not just, aesthetically pleasing for everybody. It's just for you. And this is something that you're like, I like this poster that I had when I was a kid. I framed it. I have this piece that I bought that didn't work out there, but I really liked it. So I threw it oddly in the corner, right? But it worked. These are things that men kind of just shove into the garage and forget about because they were told it wasn't good. But there's ways to take those things back out and make a little, zen spot for you and your eclectic taste. People just don't do that enough. You got to have your own, don't lose yourself in growing up.
Yeah, speaking of that, let's move into the other room. All right, gang, and you've probably seen, you guys have probably seen this one. So this is bathroom art. I didn't know where to put it. I do like it. It's a neat, again, edgy rock and roll vibe, sort of a print, and this is on canvas. So what's the depth on that?
Yeah, it's artist depth for sure. I mean, it's not a bad print at all. In fact, if you zoom in there, you can actually see like she's got texture on her hands.
Yeah,
it's actually a really, really good print.
Yeah.
The thing that doesn't work for you is just what it is, because the whole vibe of it is not only rock and roll, but it's like edgy. It's like it's not, your whole house would need to be that vibe for it to work.
See, and that's the thing. Yeah, there's just one little command hook holding it in the middle, so it's all good.
Yeah, so I think that you can do an aesthetic around like a workout room or like a man cave or something that like like I said, there's like you've had this for a little bit. Maybe there's ideas of being able to resell and move on. You know what I mean? Especially art is like a movable thing. If people come over, oh, I like that piece. Cool. Offer it to somebody. Say, hey man, take it off my hands, $150. Take the $150 and put it into a piece that you do like for your bathroom.
Good idea.
Because even when you showed me this piece the first time, you were even saying like, this is the one that nobody likes. But you do like it deep down inside.
I like it, but I don't know where to put it. Like I can't put that out in the front room, right? I mean, I could.
No.
It wouldn't represent.
It's a bachelor pad shot. I mean, it's like
or man cave. We talked about man cave stuff.
Yeah, and when you're entering certain stages of life, some of those things got to get either put into a certain place or, like I said, this would be really cool next to like a neon sign at like a bar vibe. Right. Like this is like that's just why people build those little areas at their place, because that ends up being their zen, of their weird eclectic tastes. And that's what I think people should go towards, is like be that though. Don't ever lose yourself in that. You should embrace that weirdness. However, don't put it in your front living room, because then that people think that's all you are. So they think you're still stuck at 25 or 35. Yeah, that's just not the case.
And that's kind of the thing that I struggle a little bit with the pieces that I like, because I like all sorts of different types of pieces. But like I like that a lot, but I'm not going to put that out in the front room, because if people come over, it just looks a little bit off.
It's the same thing I would say to somebody who's wearing an old Ed Hardy shirt right now.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And you're like, hey man, that was okay 10 years ago. It was okay 15 years ago. But nobody's wearing rhinestones or tigers on their shirts anymore. And they're definitely not paying $3,000 in that Hardy shirt anymore, are they?
No.
See what I mean? So that's like, when things die off like that, you kind of have to know when's when, right? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where I go to with that, is art's the same way that it is fashion and music. Sometimes songs don't ever die. I get that. Sometimes dresses don't ever go out of fashion, right? Sometimes the little black dress is perfect. Sometimes certain shirts will always be all right. But sometimes things have to get put on the shelf permanently. Yeah. Right? And I think when it comes to eclectic styles like that, and you don't have a man cave, then you got to put that on the shelf.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I'm curious your thoughts. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think.
I am too. I want to know how far off my opinion is.
Yeah. All right, bedroom time. You guys may have also seen this one. And there's something a little bit different about this one that you noticed that I had no idea, and it's that texture.
Yeah, it's the texture. So watch, if you zoom in on that right through there, you can kind of see that there's like a grained finish. This was a print that they did onto canvas, and then they glazed it over with a textured finish. What they call this, and the end result, is an enhanced canvas. But really all that is a fancy name for a print. which is great. I mean, this is better than the one over the fireplace, because the one over the fireplace looks like it came off of an Amazon or from Target, right? But this one looks like somebody spent some time. They put a brush over it, although we probably know it was a factory brush that they just put over it to add that little bit of extra texture to it to just make it feel like it came from a gallery. Now, I suggest if you have something like the one above the fireplace out there, to do this to it. You can go to a Hobby Lobby, you can go to a Michael's, and you can grab that clear texture, finish, matte, or gloss, whatever you're going for. Throw it on there, put it on the backyard, make a sundae of it. Throw some a paintbrush over the top of it. You're not going to mess up the painting because it costs you under $100 anyway from an Amazon. So you're going to put that texture on top of it, let the sun do its thing, bring it back inside, and you're going to see this like glazed texture over the middle. Yeah. And you're going to see this finish that's just going to change the vibe of the painting and the overall aesthetic of it.
That's such a cool idea.
That's just like a DIY kind of thing to do, I love these kind of prints because these actually elevate art in general. Like when I see these in people's houses, I feel that you're kind of dressing your house for the life that you want to live, as opposed to just kind of throwing anything up there from a home goods. Like I said, anybody can go there and get 4 or 5 pieces for $100 and make it look like their gallery wall is great. Or you can spend a little extra time and get a really good gallery wall going. And you can make art a thing in your house so when people come over, they can tell you've spent time on it because you're not just trying to impress somebody. You care about the zen of your house.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And what's interesting is that I like this one because it's a little more chill and calming, as opposed to that red one that we first started with. Like initially, that was going to come in here because I wanted that bold sort of splash of color, and red is sort of that passion color. And I figured in the bedroom it'd be good. But it just didn't work out at all. It was too chaotic. And I wanted something that was a little more calming and relaxing to look at. And that's why I went with this one. Let's chat about what we're going to do and get this reveal going. So let's switch gears. Let's show the wall where the new one's going to go. Right there. That's where it's going.
Yeah, that's about it right there.
That's where it's going. So, what do you think? Is it reveal time?
Yeah, I think so. I think let's get it in here. We'll size it up real quick, and then you could take the paper off.
All right, bro, let's do it.
All right.
So, this is it. And so, what's the size on this thing?
This is a 40 by 40.
40 by 40.
Yeah, since you say you keep your door open a lot, we kind of figured that this was really the wall itself, not this part of the wall.
Correct.
Otherwise, I think we would have gone more of a rectangle, but we didn't want the door to also hit it as it closed. Yep. So, we went for the square right here.
Right.
So when this gets put up, it'll probably be above this, and it'll add some depth to this room a little bit too.
Yeah, because that's always been a weird wall for me, and I even went on Instagram and was like, "What do I put on this wall?" And all right, so let me turn the camera around.
Sure.
Okay, so you're gonna unveil that, and I'm gonna see it. Go ahead. No. Oh my God. Dude.
I think I nailed your room colors there.
You guys, dude, come here. Dude, thank you very much.
Of course. I'm
glad you like it. That's gorgeous. You guys, I can't keep you waiting any longer. You guys ready? Hold on, let's move this paper out of there. All right, let's turn this camera around and take a look at this. You absolutely nailed the colors of my room. We went back and forth. We were talking about colors. I sent him photos of my room and other pieces of art that I had.
That's all gold.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's all gold.
Holy smokes.
So that's all real 24 karat gold, all lace throughout there. I did some hammered gold. I did some gold inlay. I also did gold flake, and then I dissolved gold in water and then let it lay on top of the canvas to dry, and then I sealed it.
Dude, that's spectacular.
This is probably like 200 and something dollars worth of karat gold in there or something like that.
Holy smokes. I didn't know you were doing that.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's mixed in with the acrylic, but some of it isn't, you know, so I have to keep it attached to the canvas, so, you know, but that's what, with your recessed lighting, that's going to really jump.
Yes, and I got one of these gizmos. We're going to mount this on the wall above it so it sort of points down and highlights it, and I'm excited about that. So I'm excited to get this on the wall.
Yeah, and the cool part about this kind of background is that you can put it any which way you want. You can put it with the blue coming downwards. You can rotate it all the way, blue coming out of the room, blue going into the wall, the gold on the top, the gold on the bottom. Whichever way you want to put this thing, it's going to work well for you.
Oh my god, I like that as it is.
Yeah, the texture itself is one of those things that is, it's you know, it took a long time to dry. So that's,
oh really?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it just, when it's layered that thick, it takes, you know, I think it was a little under, I tried to get it done in under 2 months for you, but it took about 3 months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god, I'm fired up. All right, so we are going to get this, hold on, we're going to get this on the wall right now and come back and show you guys what it looks like on the wall. But I don't care. That is gorgeous. Dude, thank you so much.
Of course, man, anytime.
That's amazing. And hold on, before we get this on the wall, what are we doing? What's the discount? Is this going to be a print that people can get?
Yes, so your print will be available. Your print will be available for only up to 10 people. So we're only printing this specific canvas 10 times. So so anything past that is going to be a private printing collection. So if anybody wants something on like a wood or a metal past the canvas print, we will accommodate those, but we'll only again go to 10. So the most amount that this is ever going to be printed is 30 times. Does that make sense?
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we're already going to commit to 10 prints of this for people who possibly want the exact copy that you have in your room.
Okay.
Which I actually might get one of those prints too, because I like this piece a lot.
It's rad. Dude.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that kind of really spoke to me. So I was like, is this the one I have to give away? I'm like, yeah, no, I got to give it away. I like it a lot. And then I did, alongside these, I also did a series for your clientele of like kind of a darker blue with gold inlay and some brass and bronze. And they're all over the website as of today. Okay. So that will all be available at the discounted rate as well.
Yeah, there's going to be a discount code.
Yeah, there's going to be a coupon code for you guys.
And that's 20%, did you say?
I'm going to have to look at it.
I think she said 20%.
Look it up. Hold on. Yeah, so we're going to do 20% code made for 40 over fashion.
Yeah.
And obviously any custom prints, we're going to give discounts to them as well. So if somebody goes online and doesn't see anything that's really speaking to them right away, by all means, please contact us, Instagram us, or do it on the website, and we'll just talk about your space. We'll see what we can get going for you. Because like I said, after our conversation with you in this space here is kind of where we landed with this, as opposed to just winging it and just kind of throwing anything onto a canvas. We talked to you, we got pictures from you, we looked at it, we looked at the colors of your pillows. Yeah, and I'm glad the gold worked. I was really happy that you liked the idea of gold, and I think that the donkey kind of helps that out too.
Dude, I know. That's so cool. I can't believe that. That's so cool. All right, so that's amazing. I had no idea what they were doing, but I knew they were going to sort of do something for you guys. If you're interested, click the link down below on the website. Go check out his website.
Yeah, we'll hook you guys up.
I'm blown away. Let's get it hung up. Let's go. All right, you guys. It's hung up on the wall. It was super easy, and I've got one of those sconce lights that sticks to the wall, and it's got a remote control. You guys want to see this? It's so rad. Look at that. Look at that. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, that light really helps out the gold.
Yeah. So, you guys, we flipped it. When it was on when you guys first saw it, the white was the top and the gold was the bottom. We flipped it because that part, this doesn't need to be lit by any light. And so we like the idea of flipping it so that the light lights that part of it. And I think it's a pretty good choice. Love that, dude.
I'm happy you like it, man.
Dude, that's the coolest thing in my house. That is literally the coolest thing in my house. Right on. All right, I'm gonna make it dark in the room so you guys can see that. Hold on. No, it really does. So that's what we got, guys. I closed my blinds. So you guys can see a little bit of what that's gonna look like, and that light is on a remote control. I can change brightness and colors and all that stuff, but I think I like that. And you're right. It looks like a gallery wall. It's so cool.
Watch it zoom
Oh, yeah. You can see. I mean, I hope this is showing up on video. I mean, you can see all the texture that's in here. And he was telling me about some of the stuff that he was doing, and it's mind-boggling. This thing is just absolutely gorgeous. And all this stuff, he wouldn't tell me. Like right here, he wouldn't tell me exactly how he did that, trade secret, but either way. All right, gentlemen, I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it and showing that to you. Jay,
Yes,
thank you.
Of course, man.
Seriously.
Anytime.
That was
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So, guys, I'm serious. If you want to go get a limited edition print of this, is that what we're going to call it?
We're only doing 10 of them.
Go check out the website. The link's down below. The discount code's down below. Yeah, go grab one. And you can be just like me. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.